What is going on, Washington football team fans? This is another video coming at you from Redskins Rant. Hail to the Redskins. This is JD. Really pumped. It's a good day to be a Washington football team fan, or a Washington Redskins fan, whatever you want to call it. It's a good game, by the way. I want to tell everyone I got a new hat. It is the Crucial Catch hat, catching and intercepting cancer. Recommend everyone go buy one. The proceeds go to cancer, so recommend that. But I got one because I'm kind of a flamboyant person. I like lots of colors, and I'll wear Crocs just like this. So, without let's further ado, let's dive into this. So, the Washington football team, demolished, destroyed, dominated, whatever D word you can think of, decimated, annihilated, whatever you want to call it, the Dallas Cowboys, which is such a sweet victory. Such a sweet victory whenever Washington can actually beat the Dallas Cowboys. It's amazing. Okay? There's a lot of facets of the game that I want to go over, and I'll dive into, first off, the defense. I'm going to go to defense first. Excuse me. Dang, that was a big yawn. All right, so I'm going to dive into the defense first. So, stats. Washington's defense, let's go down to the defensive stats here, got after it. They got after it. They've played probably the last 8 quarters of football have been some of their best, to say the least. I think actually the last 2 quarters against the Rams weren't too bad. They gave up 10. Last week they gave up 0 points in the second half. The only points that were given up, period, was actually an offensive fluke, not a defensive fluke. In the second half against the Giants last week. This week, they gave a field goal in the first half, and they never looked back. Now, there's some factors in that, and I'm not going to get too excited about the defense. I'm going to give them their props, but I'm also not going to get too excited about the defense. Defense was playing Andy Dalton, and Dalton's not exactly a great quarterback. And then Andy Dalton got hurt, and you're on their third-string quarterback, who I don't even remember his name. Let's see if I can get his name. Danuki, whatever. Ben Danuki, or whatever. So yeah, they were kind of like reeling. They weren't doing too hot. Andy Dalton actually wasn't doing too bad, but their offensive line is just so bad compared to our defensive line. Our defensive line got after them. Leading tacklers were Chase Young, Bostic both had 6. Bostic got ejected, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. Cole Holcomb, Ronald Darby, both of them did very well. Cole Holcomb actually had he had a sack, yeah. Montez Sweat had 2 sacks. Kerrigan had a sack. Tim Settle had a sack. Landon Collins had a sack. Cole Holcomb had a sack. Landon Collins actually left the game with some kind of injury. And I'll talk about that here in a little bit. So all in all, I think our team actually played pretty well. Oh, and Cole Holcomb got an interception. He got an interception as well. So all around a good game by the defense. They didn't let Andy Dalton get comfortable. They didn't let Ezekiel Elliott get comfortable. I mean, Amari Cooper got 80 yards receiving, but only like one other receiver really caught a pass. No one else caught a pass other than Amari Cooper on the receiving corps. And like I said, they held him to 3 points. They shut him out from the first quarter on. After they got the second possession of the game, the Dallas Cowboys got a field goal and they never scored again. Never got close. Now, granted, the Washington football team only scored 3 in the second half, so I'm not too excited about that, not too impressed by that. But I really think they were just playing not to lose. They were kind of just taking their foot off the gas, not trying to hammer them. So yeah, I'm very proud of the defense, and I've given the defense a lot of crap. I just got a notification. Landon Collins has appeared to have suffered an Achilles injury, so he is out for the rest of the season if it is an Achilles injury, if it is an Achilles tear. Which, I'll segue right into that. I actually thought our secondary looked a little better with Cameron Curl and DeShazier Everett. Don't know why. Landon Collins is a great player. He hasn't played good this year, but he's a 3-time Pro Bowler. He's making a lot of money playing for Washington, and he just hasn't had a good year. I think it might be the end of the Landon Collins era in Washington. That's a hard injury to come back from in football. And the fact that he's in the secondary will help him a little bit, but I actually think the defense looks a little better with Cameron Curl and DeShazier Everett. Just a little bit better. They were flying around. They broke up pass in the end zone. They were making tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Both of them had 3 tackles, 3 solo tackles each. So they both played pretty well. Obviously, Landon Collins did too, and Torrey Apke actually had a tackle, solo tackle as well. So there's a lot of things you can look at this game and say, okay, we won the game. They were kind of decimated on the offensive line. The quarterback got injured. They already had an injured quarterback. They're kind of like us a couple years ago, kind of the reverse of us, where we had a quarterback break his leg, and then the other quarterback behind him gets hurt, and we had to go third string, which for us was actually Mark Sanchez. So, defense. I've been giving the defense a lot of shit. I'm going to be honest about that. I've given them a lot of shit. They give up 30 points in 4 straight games. Last week they held a team to 20, and I said this. I said if we hold a team to 20, we should win. And the offense didn't put up enough points. I'm not getting into the details of that, the coaching aspect or anything like that. But I said if this defense can play their job, we'll win games because our offense won't need to score that many points. First, if the other team's scoring 30, our offense is going to win too many games. We got to score 30 or more points. That's just not the way it is. I think the secondary is starting to round itself out. I think Jack Del Rio is starting to actually do a better job of scheming those guys. It helps today whenever you get to the quarterback and you get 6 sacks. That definitely helps. But all in all, good job on the defense. Good job. Everyone across the board. I don't think anyone had a... I'm going to talk about this. John Bostic, what the fuck are you doing? I'm sorry. If you don't like that language, I'm sorry. But that was just a dirty play. It's a dirty hit. There's a reason why you're jumping from team to team. I personally don't like John Bostic. I don't. I haven't liked him in a long time. I like Cole Holcomb better at middle linebacker. I know John Bostic probably just practices better in practice. So that's why he gets the playing time. I do not like John Bostic. He always does something stupid like this. And there's a reason why he can't stay in one place for more than 2 years at a time. I don't like him. I can't wait till this season he can be done. He's on a 1-year deal. So I don't like John Bostic, and he always does some stupid shit like this. It was in a time in the game when it wasn't like a foregone conclusion, so it could have costed us. And it's always like him. It's always him doing something stupid like this. It's never anyone else. Rarely ever anyone else. It's always John Bostic does stupid shit like this. But yeah, that was 100% dirty play. He should have been ejected. Even his own teammates were like shaking their head, like, "Dude, what are you doing?" You know. Okay. So that was our defense. So I'm going to go up and look at our offense and how good or bad our offense did. So offensively, I've been saying this since week 1. Antonio Gibson needs to run the ball at least 15 times. If he gets at least 15 carries, I think we're going to win games. He got 20 carries today. 20 carries, 128 yards, 6.4 rushing or yards per attempt, 1 touchdown, and a 40-yard run thrown in that. Okay? Obviously, the team functions better whenever they have a balanced attack. I've been saying this until I wanted to beat it. I wish I could just grab Scott Turner and just grab him by the throat and just choke, and just not choke him, but shake him. Why won't you give Antonio Gibson the ball at least 15 times? At least 15 times. The offense is going to be predicated on and be successful on their success. The offense, you have a young quarterback, whether it's Haskins or whether it's Kyle Allen. Young quarterback's best friend is a running game. Play action, it draws the linebackers in, keeps teams on balance, and makes it easier for young quarterbacks or developing quarterbacks to read defenses. It is basic football science. And Scott Turner has not been doing this since the beginning of the season, and now all of a sudden that Kyle Allen's playing, he does it. And I'm not going to get into that aspect. How like somehow the coaching and play calling is now favorable and a smart play calling now that Haskins is out. It's like in my personal opinion, it's sabotage. It is 100% sabotage of Haskins. This isn't a video about that, but you finally do it. You finally do it, and we fucking win. Pardon my French, but we finally get one guy to get 15 or more carries, and we win another game. Guess the last time we got a player to 15 more carries? Oh yeah, that would be the Eagles game. Let me just double check that to make sure I'm not wrong. I'm 900% confident, 1,000% confident that Washington had a ball carrier, get 15 carries in that game that gave us a chance to win. Oh, what do you know? Peyton Barber get 17 carries, only for 29 yards. But the point was you established a run and wore down the defense. That is what my point was with getting a running back, and preferably Gibson because he's the best of all of our running backs, to get the ball and grind down the defense. Now, he got a lot of his stuff early, and his grinding came late. That's fine. It's fine that he got like 100 yards in the first quarter. That's okay. He's grinding down the defense. They were tired. They were exhausted. They were on the field. I hadn't even looked at the time of possession yet. I had not looked at time of possession. Let me look at the team stats. Time of possession. Washington the ball 36 minutes and 24 seconds. Dallas only had 23 minutes. That's how you win football games, especially when you don't have a great offense. And when Washington has a good defense, that is how you win the game. Okay? That's what I've been saying for weeks. If you follow my video, you know I'm not just bullshitting you right now. I've been saying this for freaking weeks. Since the first week of the season. Even though I said it in the video, and I will paraphrase myself. I said, even though Peyton Barber got some carries, that's good. We need to get Antonio Gibson carries. He's the reason why we cut Adrian Peterson. Okay? So, moving on. So, Antonio Gibson had a great game. I'm moving on from that. Terry McLaurin had a great game. He had 7 catches for 90 yards, a touchdown. And Logan Thomas, who those are supposed to be our best at each position, Logan Thomas had 4 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown. Very good job. No one else really got involved. So that's a little bit concerning to me. Cam Sims had 1. To be fair, though, we didn't really throw the ball very often. Okay, we didn't throw the ball all that much compared to what we could have. Kyle Allen threw the ball 25 times, 15 of 25. Not the greatest percentage, but still not a bad percentage. It's a little over 50%. It's not quite 60%. Where's my calculator? I can figure that out right now. Yeah, 15 out of 25. Oh, just timed that before. I'm stupid. 60%. So he threw the ball 25 times, 60%. Yeah, 60%. So he's 60% completion percentage. It's not great. No turnovers though. That was important. He had no turnovers. 198 yards. He got sacked once, so 189. You got to subtract some yards off of that. 2 touchdowns. Oh, he got sacked twice. I apologize. He got sacked twice. 111 is his rating. So I gotta give Kyle Allen credit too, because I was giving him crap. But I think the offense does run smoother with him. And I will say this: I think it runs smoother with him because the play calling favors his skill set. I don't think in any way, shape, or form the skill set for Dwayne Haskins was ever, the offense was ever predicated on his skill set or his abilities. I don't think that whatsoever. They just put him in shotgun and said sling the ball around. And yes, he's good at that, but he's also still it cuts the offensive playbook in half when you don't let him do play action and run the ball and do play action rollouts and move the pocket and things like that. Getting on tangent here. Washington, first down conversions. 9 of 15 third down conversions. Dallas was 3 of 12. Fourth down efficiency, we didn't do any. Total plays, we only had 12 more plays than them. Total yards, we had almost 400 yards. 397, they had 142. Our defense does that, we're going to win more often. The offense wouldn't have fumbled the ball on a driving play last week for in return for a 70-yard fumble return for a touchdown. We'd beat the Giants, and we'd be winning the division right now with three in division games, in division wins right now. Anything else? Yards per play, 6. They had 2.6. Passing yards, they had total of 59 after all the sacks. We had 189. Rushing yards, we had 208. They had 83. And penalties, 6 of 49. 6 for 49. We had 4 for 30. No turnovers. They had 1 interception thrown. Okay, so here's a couple of the Ron Rivera got bailed out by the defense. This game could have been totally different early. This game could have been different. Defense stepped up and bailed Ron out on a bad play call. We should have just gone for the field goal. If you think we should have gone for the field goal. Here's why. If you go for the field goal, it's 3 points. Okay, we kick it off. They're not going to do, as we know now. I mean, I said this when it happened. The defense bailed them out because they held us on the 1 yard line, and 2 plays later or 3 plays later, whatever it was, Andy Dalton got strip sacked, and their tight end fell on it, and we tackled him in the end zone for a safety. Okay, but I lost train of thought there for a second. But Ron went for it on 4th and inches and didn't get it. Defense bailed them out. Defense bailed them out by getting the safety. It still altered the scoring of the game because you're factoring in 3 points right there instead of 2. And then we went for 2 to try to even it out to like make up for that, and we missed it. So we missed out. We probably could have had a couple more points. We probably could have had like 28 points extra or 28 total points. So 3 extra points could have been added on to this. I mean, I'm splicing hairs here, but if this game got out of hand, that could have been something really big that came back to bite Ron in the ass. Luckily, I mean, Dallas is going through so much stuff. You can't really gauge them on that. You can't really judge them too much on that, but it is the truth. They're going through so much garbage right now that it could have came back to bite us, and we could have lost to an inferior team because of dumb coaching decisions where like, oh, I'm going to try to be, I'm a Ron, I roll the dice. It's just not conventional coaching wisdom. Take the points when you can, especially when your team that needs to have momentum. Luckily, the defense came in and got a stop and forced a big play because it could have gone the other way. Really could have gone the other way very fast. But not much else in this game I can say about Ron's coaching. Whenever you're winning 25-3, you can't say much about that. The only things I can say about this is the announcers keep saying in the games how much better the offense runs was Kyle Allen. I want everyone to go back and look at the ratings of the defenses that Haskins played compared to the defense that Allen's playing right now. Allen's playing the shittiest defenses in the league. Rams are not a good defensive team to me. They're not. They're not a good defensive team. They got one good defensive. Well, they have 2. Jalen Ramsey and Darnold. But I've seen other teams move the ball down on them, field with them, no problem whatsoever. So I don't consider them a good defense. I don't consider the Giants a good defense at all. Dallas is the worst defense. Okay, we actually underperformed. They've been giving up 36 points a game. So that means they're giving up more than that and a little bit less to average of 36. We give up 25. We brought down their average because we couldn't score consistently. Okay, I'm just gonna say that as a fact. I'm not making that up. Go look at the ratings of the defenses, and then we have a bye week coming up this week. It's actually good to get a win on the bye week, but then the following week, we're playing another not-so-good team with a not-so-good defense. We're playing the Giants again, and then we play... we actually have a good string of games coming up where if we win all these coming up, these next few, we got a good chance to really do... We really are going to win the division if we can just win these games. We have... who is it? We have Giants, Detroit... Giants, Detroit. I'm listing them here. Give me 2 seconds. Giants, Detroit, which we can win both of those. We have the Bengals and the Dallas Cowboys. And I think there's one other team in there. Let me Google that real quick. Schedule. Standings. Nope. Games. Okay. So, okay. So that is the order of the games. It's Giants, Lions, Bengals, Cowboys, and then we have the Steelers. So we could win the next 4 games and win like 5 in a row, and the next 4 games will be 6-5, and then we're gonna get shit stomped by the Steelers, 49ers, and the Seahawks. I think we beat the Panthers and then the Eagles. I mean, we can get to 8-8. There's nothing that says we can't get to 8-8 right now. It just depends. If we get on the roll, we could definitely get to 8-8. It's definitely possible. With these next 4 games coming up, it's possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen because I've watched after watching the Lions play. I think the Lions could give us some issues. Matt Stafford's a good quarterback. There's nothing I can say about Matt Stafford. He's just a good quarterback. And then we have the Bengals. The Bengals are not a good team, but Joe Burrow gives them a chance to win every single game. It is insane how every game, except for like one, he was in. Except for the Ravens game, he was in. The game was competitive. He gave it his all to make that team, give that team a chance. And that team gets some weapons and gets a better offensive line around him. God, he's such a good quarterback. I really wish I would trade Chase Young for him in a heartbeat. No offense, Chase Young. He's been a great player, but nothing beats having a solid quarterback. Nothing beats it. And then Cowboys, we beat them today. I don't see any reason why they would drastically improve unless they traded for a quarterback or something. I don't know. And then Steelers are just going to be a tough team. It's tough. They're probably one of the best teams in the league right now. They're still undefeated. One of two teams undefeated still. It's going to be tough. I mean, our defense could probably slow down Ben and the offense, but I just don't see our offense moving the ball in their defense. 49ers are plausible because they don't have a lot of weapons right now, and a lot of their good players are injured. So they're plausible. Seahawks are another good team. And so we could be as low as only win like 2 or 3 more games, and still win the division technically. Or we can go as high as like 8-8 or even 9-7 if we upset one of these good teams in between here. So that's where we're at with the schedule. I didn't want to get too much into that, but I'm excited. I mean, it's good to get a win. I'm not gonna harp on too much of the other stuff. It's good to get a win. And going into a bye week, it's good to get a win going into a bye week. Got a lot of stuff to work on. I'm a little unexcited about the bye week. I like watching football. I like watching Washington football. So it makes me upset not having Washington football for a week, but Washington needs it. They have some guys they have some major injuries they have to compensate for. They have guys coming back from injury. They have to kind of incorporate back into the fold of things. So there's a lot of things going on that Washington, this is a good time for the bye week. So I want to thank everyone for watching. Hail to the Redskins. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button. Share this to all your friends on Facebook, Twitter, whatever case may be. And also follow me on, comment down below what you think, how the Washington do. Anything I said that you disagree with, whatever. Just don't put like someone put a face palm on my last one. Like which part? I talk about an entire video about like 8 topics at least, and someone face palmed. Like have a little bit of be an adult and fucking put some words in there and say what you have an issue with or you don't have an issue with. Jesus, face palm. It's not texting. We're not texting each other, idiot. What more? Oh, follow me on Twitter. It's Redskins Rant. I think it is Redskins Rant now. I think I changed it to Redskins Rant. Yep, Redskins Rant. So follow me on Twitter. It's Redskins Rant. And follow me on Instagram. James _plank_88. So, yeah, that's my video. Thanks for watching, and hail to the Redskins. See ya.